Hey, what's happening today, guys? Hope you all are doing good. Hope you all had a good time slaying some Mind Slayer monsters. And I hope you guys got the MP doublers, got unlimited XP pretty much. And yeah, it was a pretty good event. I'm not gonna lie. I got all kinds of stuff. I got assassins throwing stars. I got iris medals. I got, look at that, like an infinite amount of XP basically. And yeah, all kinds of good stuff. So it was a good event for me. I actually spent most of the time on my alternate account, my new account, my actually it's an old account of mine that I'm re-leveling up to see if I can make an impact in Realm 505. So I had a lot of fun with that, leveling up all my heroes in on that account, just trying to get as many mercenary troops as possible and make that account a beast. So that's what I was doing. That and just hanging out. What else happened? Oh, we had an RVR. And during this RVR, I realized something pretty valuable for me. I guess maybe it doesn't help you guys out, but right at my power here, I was unable to attack anybody, and I was unable to be attacked by anybody. Like, so I'm sitting at that power that's just almost no fun to play because nobody wants to attack me, and I don't have quite enough strength to attack other people who would be kind of fun to attack. It's like if I was a little bit stronger, then maybe I could do some rallies on those people. But yeah, I did poke around on some crystals during the RVR. I actually got my hero captured by a guy. It was kind of a stupid attack on my part. I was just testing out. I wanted to try Gladius with the critical armor. So if you have Iris, and you have Iris is skilled up to where when you attack with Gladius, if you have more armor than the other person, you get an awesome attack bonus. But I was kind of just getting frustrated because I couldn't find anybody to attack after looking for about an hour. Everybody was either bubbled or just too strong to attack. So I attacked one guy I thought maybe I could get away with. Turns out I couldn't, and he got my hero. But yeah, I think another interesting thing I learned out about Iris is I totally had one of these skills wrong on her. And before we get into what I was going to talk about in this video, which is all the limit break skills, I just want to talk about one of Iris's skills that make her even better than I thought. And it is the Embassy Attack and HP. Now, when I first saw this skill, I completely misread it. But look at that. Increases your attack and HP when you have reinforcements in your embassy with Iris. So initially, I thought this was like a garrison thing, which, I don't know, doesn't make any sense why I ever thought that. But and then after that, I thought, oh, this probably buffs the reinforcements in your embassy. But I think this actually buffs all your troops as long as there's reinforcements in your embassy. So 2,000,000% attack, 2,000,000% HP if you have a single troop as a reinforcement. That's what I think it is. Because I attacked that guy who captured my hero, he had Iris. And I'm pretty sure he had reinforcements, and that's why he hit so hard. 2,000,000 attack if you have Iris at level 250. And this skill maxed. So that's huge. So that basically means I'm going to have to start putting more points into this skill once I level her up. And on my other account, I'm maxing this skill. And then reinforce it with commanders, because commanders are the last troop to die on your empire. All the other troops will die before your commanders do. So if you're reinforcing with commanders, you don't have to worry about the reinforcing troops dying until that person is zeroed. So what I did on my other account that I started is I have a farm account, and I just reinforced my main account in that realm with commanders. So it's like good to go if anybody attacks it, and I have Iris active. Kind of cool. Anyways, now we're going to talk about all the limit break skills. And we're going to do some other things. I want to test out one of the skills in particular, but let's just talk about all things limit break. So if you're in a newer realm, or if you've never heard of these limit break skills, it's in the mastery skill tree, which means you're going to have to get your heroes above 100 and actually to 152 before you can start getting this skill. Well, it's 151 if you have extra mastery skill points, but if you've never bought mastery skill point pack, or you don't have extra mastery skill points, you have to get your heroes to 152 to get this skill. And at 152, assuming you have 1 point here, 1 point here, 15, 15, 9, 9, and then you can get this skill. And so what this skill is it allows you to get a boost on your gear when you attack with your hero. And to get that boost, you're going to need 3 things. So yeah, 3 things, right? It's like never just so simple that you get a skill and that's it, right? You need 3 things. You need the skill, you need points in the skill. So that's the first thing. So like I said, you got to level up 1, 1, 15, 15, 9, 9, and then at least a point into that. So that's the first requirement. The second requirement is you're going to need the Arcanaeum. If you don't have the Arcanaeum, you can't use any of the limit break skills. So, I don't know. That either means you have to get the Arcanaeum, or maybe it's not worth putting mastery skill points into the limit break unless you think you're going to get the Arcanaeum. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is you're going to need materials to do the enchantment. So yeah, that's a lot of factors, right? Now to get the materials to do the enchantment, once you have a skill point into this limit break skill, every time you attack a monster with that hero, you're going to start getting the materials for the limit break skill. So it seems like every 50 attacks on a monster or so, it's different for the heroes, but for Noctis, it's about 50 attacks. And then you can get, or maybe it's 100 attacks. It's a lot of chance, right? It's a lot of random, hopefully you get lucky on the hits. But there's 2 different material requirements. And we'll go into that in a second. But yeah, so it's going to take at least 50, probably 100 attacks on a monster before you can do the enchantment. And yeah, let's talk about the enchantment. For Noctis, it's Armiger Limit Break, and it allows you to put an enchantment on a weapon. So you can put an enchantment on whatever weapon you're going to attack with, and you'll get these buffs. You'll get a troop attack buff and a troop HP buff. And as you level this skill up, the buffs get higher and higher and higher. So it maxes at 50,000 troop attack and 50,000 troop HP. And when you do that enchantment, it lasts an hour, and then the enchantment's done. So it's a temporary buff for your troops, if they're with your hero, is basically what this is. And so I think at like level 1, it's like 20,000 or 15,000 and 15,000, and it maxes at 50-50. So, that's pretty good, and that it's going to help out, right? Every little percentage you can get makes a difference. Of course, nowadays 50-50 isn't quite what it used to be for our realms, but in newer realms that's still huge. Those are big numbers. So all depends on your realm age and everything, but that's a pretty decent skill. One thing that I wondered right when it came out is, do you have to have it on Noctis, or can you put it on any of the heroes? And it works on all heroes. As long as that enchantment is on the gear that your hero has equipped, it'll work. And so I'll show you guys what it looks like and how this works and the material requirements. So whatever weapon you have or you want it on that you're going to have on your hero, I just have Dread Mist on. So let's enchant on the Dread Mist so you can see what it looks like. And Noctis's looks like this. Kind of looks like some ice spears or something. Not exactly sure what it is, but you're going to need the 2 materials, Royal Arms and Agir Reactants or Reagents. And the Royal Arms, you're going to get, you can see I have a ton of that, and it drops way more frequently than the Agir. Another thing worth noting is all the heroes require some amount of Royal Arms, and then a different second material. So depending on what limit break skill you have, they all need Royal Arms. So that's why I have so much, is every time I attack with any of my heroes, I get Royal Arms. And as long as you're attacking with Noctis, he'll drop the Agir reagent every once in a while, but he'll mostly drop Royal Arms when you attack monsters. So let's, real quick, you can see it says the enchantment duration here, 54 minutes for his. As you level up the skill, the costs go up and the duration goes up slightly. And the troop HP and troop attack, or whatever buffs it gives you, goes up too. So we're going to apply that enchantment just to show you what it looks like. And I thought my game froze there. That was going to be annoying. So you can come over here to Noctis, and you can see there's the timer up here, so you can see how much time's left on it. And as long as I'm attacking with this weapon, I get those troop buffs. And if I want to enchant a different weapon, you can do that. But of course, you lose the materials on this one if you're not using it. But anyways, yeah, so that's what Noctis's is. Enchants the weapon, lasts an hour. It's a decent limit break. Nothing too crazy though. So let's move on. Now let's check out Promptos. And Promptos, it works pretty much the same way. You're going to need to level up 1, 1, 15, 15, 9, 9, and then you can start putting points into his limit break. His limit break, it is Bioblast Enchantment. And this Noctis's allows you to enchant a weapon. Promptos allows you to enchant footwear. So you can use both at the same time. Let's check this out. We got Armor Shredding and Troop Attack March Speed. So if you're attacking with Prompto, you're going to get a March Speed buff increase if you have this limit break skill active on your, enchanted on your boots. And you also get the Armor Shredding. Now, this skill, notice it's only level 4. So it'll go up more. I think it'll go up to level 7 or level 8, just like Noctis. And yeah, so I don't know what it maxes at. I'm guessing it's like 50% or maybe 70, probably 50% armor shredding and probably 400% troop, maybe 500% troop attack march speed. So it's a pretty darn good skill once it's maxed. Of course, you have to level up your hero a ton to max it. But yeah, once you have that skill, it's just like Noctis. When you attack monsters, it's going to drop the materials needed to use the enchantment. And let's swing over here to the Arcanaeum so you can see the enchantment. And it's the same 3 requirements. You're going to need the skill points, you're going to need the Arcanaeum, and you're going to need the materials. The materials, you're going to need the Royal Arms and also a different one. It's his pink looking one here. Also the Noxious Reagent. So yeah, so when you attack with Prompto, he's going to occasionally drop this Noctis Reagent, but it's pretty seldom. And you can see the requirements are less, and that's because I haven't leveled up the skill yet all that much. But yeah, let's go ahead and apply this. Why not? You can see what it looks like. And my game almost froze again, but we're good. So if we come over here to our hero, you can see both the enchantments are active. So that's cool. Works on all the heroes as long as you have this gear on. Bam, it's going. It's good. If we attack, we get the armor shredding, we get the march speed, and we get the troop HP and the troop attack with Noctis's. Cool. Yeah, so that's Promptos. Nothing too fancy there. I mean, there's almost no reason if you're attacking, assuming you have the materials, to not use those in battle. Like for defending, they're good. For attacking, they're good. Pretty useful skills. Moving on to Luna's. And let's check out Luna's. So it works the exact same way. You're going to need the 3 requirements. You're going to need to go 15, 15, 9, 9, and then you can start putting skill points into it. And hers is the Hexagon Armor Enchantment. And it allows you to enchant body armor. So you can have Promptos, Luna's, and Noctis's all at the same time. The weapon, the body armor, the boots. And hers, she gives you an astral attack and astral HP regeneration. So both are pretty useful. Particularly the astral attack is really useful because your astral hits pretty hard when it's with your troops, at this stage in the game at least. And if you can double your astral attack, heck yeah, let's do it. So I definitely am a fan of her limit break. And yeah, let's go ahead and come over to the Arcanaeum and apply it. The astral regeneration, the astrals regen HP so slowly that even though it looks like a big number, it's still, it's going to help you out a little bit, but the enchantment only lasts an hour. So you get that big regeneration, but it's such a short time frame. And the astrals regen so slowly anyway that I don't notice much difference when I have that active. But hers is this rainbow-looking explosion here. And yeah, let's go ahead and apply it. Why not? So I don't know what it maxes at, but at this level, level 4, I think is what I have. It's 1700 attack and pretty, was it 28,000% astral regeneration. So I don't think, let me see. If one of my astrals isn't regen fully, maybe we can look at what it looks like watching it regen. So he's full. You can see it's going up slowly. But you can see how, you know, an hour that you're not going to regenerate all your astral HP. It's just going to kick up a little bit faster. It's still slow though, right? So, but hey, you know, every little bit helps. It's going to save you a little bit anyway. Let's see if Shiva's full too. Yeah, she's full. Okay, so we'll move on. Actually, before I forget, let me switch back to Leviathan or Ifrit. Nice. And that is her skill, Body Armor Enchantment. So you can see you can have all three of those active at the same time. If you're going into battle, why not have them all active if you have the materials? That's what I say anyway. And moving on, after Luna, who came out? Was it Ignace? I think Ignace came after Luna. Let's check out Ignace's. I actually am a huge fan of Ignace's Limit Break skill. I think he's got maybe one of the best, especially if you don't have Reaper Tail monsters. So his Limit Break, it is the Sage Fire enchantment for helms. So it's a helmet enchantment, which means you can have all those heroes enchantments at the same time that I've mentioned so far. Anti-armor shredding and also fire elemental tube attack. Both of those are so valuable these days. The anti-armor shredding, you know, people have tons of armor shredding. If they're using Prompto's skill, if they're using a Tonberry monster, I mean, there's tons of ways to get a lot of armor shredding, and you want some counter to that. And the best counters to armor shredding are Reaper Tail monsters, powered up, like the 4-star and the 5-star. And if you don't have those, the next best thing is Ignace's Limit Break skill, anti-armor shredding, and it gets pretty high. Look at that. I'm guessing it maxes probably around 75, maybe 80%. Somewhere around there. So yeah, probably 75%. I'm guessing, maybe 74%, but that's a lot of anti-armor shredding. They're going to have a lot of armor shredding to get through that anti-armor shredding, so it's a good skill. Plus the elemental troop, the fire elemental troop attack. I mean, we are in the age of Ifrit, and everybody's attacking everybody with fire troops. A lot of people are even stacking crystals with fire troops because they have so many buffs from Ifrit and from, you know, I mean, everybody's fire troops are just powered up like crazy these days. So heck, get this Limit Break skill if you're attacking other people with fire. That's going to help out. 100k once you get this thing leveled up. 100, probably 10, 15k once it's maxed. That's a lot of fire elemental attack. It's going to help out. So cool. That's Ignace, guys, and it applies the same way. I'm not going to actually use his enchantment right now because I don't quite have that many materials for it. But I'll show you what it looks like anyway. It is, so again, it's the helmet. And I'll show you guys what materials it needs too. It's this cool fireball looking thing, firestorm looking thing. Yeah, and you can see it takes Flora Doctrinas. Nice, and Royal Arms. So they all take Royal Arms and then that second material. So it's like the other heroes. Once you get points in that skill and you start attacking monsters, it's going to, with Ignace, it's going to start dropping the Floral Doctrina. So heck yeah, guys. I think, you know, with some of these heroes, I guess now's a good time to talk about it. With some of these heroes, you're going to have to decide, do I get the Limit Break skill right now, or do I max out a different mastery skill first? Because it does take a lot of points. You're going to need to get your heroes to level 152 before you can start getting this Limit Break skill. And that's 52 mastery skill points, or maybe even more than that. That's like 50 something, almost 60 mastery skill points. You could max out the Fire Elemental Troop HP or one of these Siege ones instead of a Limit Break. And you can do that on all the heroes. It's sort of the debate. Do you max out these mastery skill points, or do you go for the Limit Break? And I think with most of the heroes, it's worth getting the Limit Break, because the sooner you get this, the sooner you can start getting materials to do the enchantment. And these enchantments are pretty good once you level them up. But that is a debate. I mean, you could get, instead of that Limit Break skill, if you max this first, 100k and 100k. Those are pretty good numbers. If you're attacking with Siege, or you need Trap HP, or Trap attack here, and Siege attack, it is a debate that you're going to have at some point. I think with Ignace, I would get the limit break because that armor shredding's pretty good. Now, if you have retail monsters, maybe you'd want to do the trap HP in these two or the fire. Totally viable. Same thing with Luna and Prompto. I mean, those are decent skills, but would you rather max out their mastery skills? It's sort of the debate going on. I don't know. I think for every hero it's a little different, and depending on where you're at in the game is probably going to affect whether or not you want to get the limit breaks or not. If you have like no MP regeneration, then maybe you want to max out the mastery skill points because it's going to take you so long to get the enchantment materials, especially if you can only have one hero active at a time, right? So you can only regenerate MP on one hero. So that means you can only get, the materials for the enchantment on one hero at a time. So it is, you could pick and choose your battles or just go for it. I went for it on all the heroes because I have enough MP regeneration that I can pretty much get all the materials endlessly to keep it going. Moving on, Rania. And I think Rania's skill it's maybe the best, if not Ignace's. Rania's pretty darn good. Of course, actually Iris's is the best, but we'll talk about hers when we get there. But Rania's is super, super valuable. And if you're going to get the limit break on any of the heroes, I would get it on Rania personally, because, I mean, look at this. Troop attack bonus against Astrals. That's so enormous to get that troop attack bonus against the Astrals, especially if you don't have the Destiny Master gear. A lot of people are running the Aggie's gear now instead of the Master Destiny gear. So if you're running the Aggie's gear, this skill is even more important because, as a lot of you guys know, we got to whittle down all the Astral HP before you can capture the heroes, before you can, once that HP is gone, they're going to have to use a talisman to regenerate their Astral HP. So if you can double the damage against them or quadruple the damage against them, it's going to help out so much. And here, I only have level 1 on this. It's already 100%. I don't know what it maxes at. Actually, I should know, but I think it's like 300% or near 300%. So that's a lot that's going to triple your attack against Astrals. And it's so hard to take out all the Astral HP. So that's huge, guys. And also, along with the High Wind Force enchantment, you get Mercenary Troop attack bonus. 45,000 at level 1. That's going to keep going up and up. That's great if you're running with Shadow Guardians. If you're what else is? That's really the best mercenary troop attack. If you've got, I guess, the Tundra or the newest airships, this is going to help out too. But you're mostly doing it for the troop attack against Astrals, and that's pretty cool. And hers is a accessory enchantment. Now you can only enchant one accessory at a time with this skill, so you can't do all 3 accessories. Right when this skill came out, I was pretty excited that you could do all 3, but you can't. You can only do one at a time, one accessory at a time. So even though you have 3 accessories, you can only enchant one of them with her limit break skill. And I'm not going to use the materials. I don't have very many materials, so I won't do the enchantment right now, but I'll show you what it looks like at least. And oh, another thing worth noting, you don't need that hero active to do the enchantment. Like, I could do Prompto's enchantment right now, or Ignace's, or Luna. I could do any of the enchantments right now. Let's see. And hers is this tornado-looking thing, this swirl here. And she needs Dragoon Bloom's Royal Arms. And again, it's the enchantments, most of them, except for Iris's, they're about in 45 minutes or 42 minutes to an hour, depending on how leveled up it is. Materials keep going up and up as you level it. And yeah, so you can enchant one enchantment for her at a time. Cool. Moving on, and I think that's probably one of the better enchantments. Like, certainly for attacking people, or attacking the crystal, or defending the crystal, or even defending against other people, that's the best enchantment, except for maybe not compared to Iris's, but for defending purposes. But for attacking purposes, that might be the best one. Moving on now, this one, we're going to do some tests on Ignace's limit break, because I think it could be one of the better skills, depending on if it works how it should work. So we're going to do some tests with his skill, but before we do the test, let's read it. It's going to unlock Seismic Valor, his limit break. And this is an enchantment for body armor, just like Luna's. So you can only have one enchantment per gear piece. So you have to decide, do you go with Luna's enchantment or do you go with Gladio's enchantment? And let's read it here. Unlock Seismic Valor enchantment for armor in the Arcanaeum, which provides bonuses for all troops based on your Earth Elemental bonuses. So depending on how much Earth Elemental bonus you have, it's going to provide other buffs. So when Gladio is active, monsters have a chance to drop the item. So just like the other heroes, you get the materials, then you can apply the enchantment. So let's see, troop attack per Earth Elemental attack bonus. So what I think that means is for every 100% troop attack you have, you're going to get 116% Earth Elemental attack bonus. So wait, I said that wrong. For every 100% Earth Elemental attack bonus, you're going to get 116 troop attack bonus. So it converts your elemental into troop attack, and then you get them both. So we're going to test that out. The big thing that I'm curious about is, does this enchantment work on gems, or does it just work on the research? We're gonna do some tests with this because it is kind of confusing. Troop attack per Earth Elemental attack bonus. So for every Earth Elemental attack bonus you get, it's going to give you troop attack bonus for it when you apply this enchantment. Same with HP and same with armor. So we're going to do some tests here because, you know, that could be pretty awesome, or it could just be not. Yeah, who knows, guys. So real quick, I'm going to remove all my gear. And actually, yeah, let's remove all my gear. We're going to do an attack with Gladio without the enchantment. Oh, that did not work. Hang on a second. Okay, we'll do Winged Assassin gear because I don't have any Earth Elemental gems on the Winged Assassin gear. At least I don't think I do. Actually, I do. Oh, no, those are HP gems. Yeah, those are HP, but no attack. Armor, actually the pink ones. Okay, let's see if we can equip. Why can't we not equip no gear? Maybe we can. Nah, darn. Okay, here's what we'll do. We're just going to remove them one piece at a time. See how this goes. So, Gladio and Warriors. Let's just do level 7. And boom, I'll pull this up so we can heal up the troops. And yeah, do it again. So this here is just our first test. Let's see what kind of damage we did. Hopefully we didn't kill all the troops because that would not be good for our test. Okay, so we killed 592,000 troops. That's like perfect. It's going to be great for the test. The only thing, the astral might affect it. Okay, we're going to have to do this again, except for remove our astral so it doesn't have any impact on this. Okay, now we'll try it again. We're going to go again, guys. That one doesn't count. So for the second attack, we're going to put on my monster gear, and yeah. Let's see. We need to wait for that attack to land though first. Okay, attack has completed. Now we will give him his monster gear, attack again, and see how this goes. It'll be kind of interesting to see if we killed more troops without the astral there, Like, yeah, it'll be fun to see how much Leviathan helped out in defending here too. That'd be kind of curious. So 661 troops died, and we killed 70,000. Let's compare that to with the Leviathan. Killed 60,000 more troops and lost less with the Leviathan there. So it kind of makes sense. It shows how good the Astrals are, especially for defense. But this isn't a video about Astrals. This is a video about the limit break skills. So let's see, with these limit break skills, let's see how much more damage we do. That's the only difference on this gear. There's no attacking gems except for Earth Elemental attack gems. The only difference is going to be we have the 3 limit break enchantments active. And I don't even think there's no other attacking gems on this gear. There's nothing. It's just the Earth Elemental gems. And that's it. Uh-oh, I'm out of apples, guys. I am out of apples. This is bad news. We'll slowly start getting some more apples here. Okay, I'm going to use a macro for this, and yeah, so I'll show you guys. If you don't know how to set a macro, this is Nox Player. And here, I'll pull it down so you can see it's Nox Player 6 point something. And to do a macro, hit this play sign here and do the series of clicks that you want to repeat. That's it. Then you click the stop and click the eyeball looking thing here, loop until stop button's pressed, save, play, and it's just going to keep doing that series of clicks over and over again. So while that's going on, let's check this battle report. And we killed a little bit more, 776,000, and we lost 65,000 troops. To compare that to the previous one, we lost 70,000 and we killed 661. So that's a little better, right? Yeah, and we did remember to heal up the troops there too, so that's good. Yeah, it is a little better with those limit break skills, for sure. So you can see how good those are. But the next big one, so this is where the test really comes in. We're going to apply that enchantment on this gear, and we're going to see just how effective it is. Oh, wait a second. We might have to do 2 attacks. One attack without the gems, and then another attack with the gems and the enchantment. I think that's what we need to do. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. So what we're trying to test here is, do the gems, do these Earth Elemental attack gems affect, do they work when you apply Gladio's enchantment? That's what we're trying to test. So I think the way to do it, remove the gems, apply the enchantment, do an attack, and then we'll do another attack without the gems. Actually, while the gems are here, we'll go ahead and do the attack, and then we'll do another attack, remove the gems. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Let's go ahead and apply his enchantment though, and let's do it. So again, it's a body armor enchantment. It's going to convert Earth troop attack and Earth troop HP and troop armor into normal troop attack and troop armor. So in theory, if we're attacking with normal troops, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Boom, it's this green looking one. Now we're gonna have to remove Luna's enchantment to apply this one, but that's okay. Let's do it. Let's see how this works. So yeah, let's do this. So if we come over here to buffs, I'll show you guys what my Earth Elemental buffs are. Whoop, I misclicked. It is profile boosts. And I'll show you guys what my Earth Elemental troop attack and HP is. Okay. Earth Elemental troop attack, 458,000%. Most of that, just about all of that, is from my Earth Elemental gems on the gear. So that's what we're going to see. If it's going to convert this into normal troop attack, we should do a ton more damage with these gems than when we remove the gems. So that's going to be really key. We'll see how this works. But most my Earth Elemental Troop attack comes from those gems. The rest of it comes from Gladio's mastery skills. And a little bit it's going to come from the Arcanaeum research and from the Adventurers research in the University, the Adventurers tab. So that's where most of these buffs come from. Yeah, let's test it out. Hopefully that's enough food we've opened up. If not, man, that's going to be pretty annoying. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, guys. We're going to need so many apples here. I guess it'd be easier just to train this many troops. So we need 74,000, let's just say 75,000 warriors, 110,000 mages. Yeah, we'll do this. That'll be way quicker. 75k warriors. Let's test this out. So we killed way more with that enchantment. Look at that. Almost 400,000 more. That's 50% more. I'm thinking it converted those Earth Elemental gems into attack. But in order to confirm that, let's remove the gems and do the same attack and see if we kill just as many. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty awesome test here. Really fast, so I need to retrain those troops. So let me do that and then we'll pick up where we left off. Alright guys, so I removed all the Earth Elemental gems. Now let's check my Earth Elemental attack. Oh, I always misclick there, don't I? So profile, boosts, and my Earth Elemental attack should be down hundreds of thousands. And we'll do that same attack again and see, I'm guessing we're going to have way less troops killed. That's what my guess is. So Earth Elemental troop attack, 5,000. So you can see it all came from those gems. And I got those gems in the Earth Elemental, what are they called? The Elemental Gem chests. You could get them in the Moogle market over the last week. That's where I've gotten actually all my Earth Elemental gems were from from the Elemental Gem chest. So let's do this attack. Let's see just how many troops we get. I retrained all the troops, so we have the same amount again. We're really darn close to it. And we got to send Gladio. And level 7 warriors. And let's see how this goes. So if the Earth Elemental gems do anything, with Gladio's skill active, we should kill less troops than we just did. So here's that previous report, 1.16. The new report is 708,000 guys. So it does work on the gems. It's going to work on the gems. If you have the powered up gear, it's going to convert all that into normal troop attack, normal troop HP if you have the troop HP gems, or if you have some Earth Elemental HP, it's going to convert that into normal troop HP. Is this one of the better limit break skills? It is if you have level 6 and level 7 or any of the powered up and the combined Earth gems. So this huge, guys, that's 400. it's over 400,000 more troops killed with those gems on. Those might be the best gems in the game if you have Gladio's skill. I mean, look at that. That's insane. So real quick, I'll pull up what those gem stats are. Each one. I think I've got level 6 and level 5 ones. I don't think that's an Empire Intimidation one. So here's the level 7. 118,000 Earth Elemental Troop attack. It converted that, this single gem here, it converted that into over 125,000% troop attack bonus for all troops. So if you're running with this gem, and you have Gladio's skill, that's 125,000 troop attack per gem. You can have 7 of those in theory. So if you have 7 level 7, oh, what's the math on that, guys? That's 700,000, actually 800,000. That's probably over 900,000 troop attack if you have 7 of these level 7 gems and you're using his enchantment at the same time. Now, what if you had that and you attack with Earth Elemental troops? You're going to get the 700,000 or 800,000 Earth Elemental troop attack with the 800 or 900,000 normal troop attack. That's over 1.7 million troop attack bonus with Earth Elemental troops if you're attacking with them, level 7 gems, and have his enchantment active. That's gigantic, guys, especially for defense. Think about that for defense. To have that much attack on the Earth Elementals, and even for your normal troops. Oh, guys, that might be the best skill for defense. Without a doubt, if you have Earth Elementals. Even if with normal troops, that might be the best. I think that's the way to run, guys. Of course, these Earth Elemental gems aren't going to help you out for defense if you don't have Earth Elemental troops and you don't have his enchantment. And you're not on the line to apply the enchantment. So you have to have the materials and all that, be online and apply the enchantment. But that's going to be so gigantic. Wow, guys, I feel bad I didn't do this test sooner because that's huge. To have these Earth Elemental gems and to have his enchantment. Wow, guys. Wow. I'm going to re-embed this and then we'll move on. But I'm glad we tested that out. And that we now know just how good Gladio's his skill is. His limit break skill if you have Earth Elemental gems. If you don't have Earth Elemental gems, his enchantment's not going to do a whole lot. So you really do need to invest next time we see those elemental gems. Invest in a set of those. You can get them in the Moogle market. I wouldn't buy packs for it unless you just absolutely want it, but I would wait. They've been giving it to us in the Moogle market events. So if you get the Moogle market, you're all set. Just have to sit tight until the next one. Hopefully they give it to us again, because if they do, I know what I'm going to be spending all my credits on. I'm going to get those chests of gems, and I'm going to try to get set of level all 7 or all level 8 if I can. That would be good, guys. That'd be pretty good. So I'm glad we ran this quick test, because now we know. Now we know for sure just how good those things are. And you get the multiplier against lightning troops. So that's going to be good for attacking crystals if they have lightning troops in the crystal. Or even if somebody just has a ton of lightning troops. It'd be nice to attack them with earth troops. We're going to do more tests with that in the future, guys. We're going to attack people with marches of earth elementals and see how it goes with that enchantment and those gems. We'll even attack them with my monster gear. Just to confuse them. We'll make them think, oh, this guy forgot to put his good gear on. But no, this is my best gear with that enchantment and these gems. So pretty cool. So if I had to rank the skills so far, if you have those gems, you could make a pretty good case that Gladio's skill is the best one we've covered so far. I still am a huge fan of Rania's. Imagine if you had them both at the same time. You could have all that extra troop attack and eat through their astrals way quicker with Rania's skill. So those two together, they're way better than I would have ever thought, to be honest. Like, my goodness, we just killed almost 50% more troops with a couple gems and his skill. That's crazy, guys. That's crazy. Uh-oh. I think my game froze. So I think we're done with this account. Real quick, I wanted to put those gems on because I didn't want to accidentally combine them and then be short on these gems. So we got it all re-equipped. Cool. Let's move on. Let's check out. So after Gladio, Ravis came out. And we'll look at Ravis's skill. I'm actually not a fan of his limit break skill. It's really good once you get his skill maxed, but until you max it, it's not very good at the lower stages. So I didn't even bother researching it. You can see here. But it's a Gambit enchantment. Tenebrin, I probably completely mispronounced that. Gambit enchantment, and it's an accessory enchantment. So you could have, and it's like Arania's, you can only enchant one accessory at a time. So you could do Arania's on one accessory, Ravis's on another accessory, and yeah. And then you'll have to decide. You'll probably want to go with Gladios for the body armor. Maybe if you don't have the Earth Elemental gems, you could do Luna's, Promptos for the boots, Ignace for the helmet, and Noctis for the weapon. You got a full set, except for, that's pretty much a full set of awesome enchantments. So this is going to sacrifice troop HP, and you're going to gain troop attack. So you're losing troop HP. You're getting troop attack when you apply this enchantment. So at level 1, you'll lose 35,000 troop HP, get 40,000 troop attack. That's so basically, to me that doesn't seem like too great of a deal. One thing you have to think about is if you're attacking other people, there's a good chance that all your troops are going to die anyway, like especially if you're attacking somebody strong. So sacrificing the troop HP isn't that big of a deal. Unless you're afraid you're going to get your hero captured, in which case losing the troop HP is pretty big. But in my mind, certainly at level 1, that's not a very good skill to me. But once you level it up, you start gaining way more troop attack than the troop HP you're losing. So once this thing's leveled up, you get a lot of troop attack for, a decent chunk of troop HP. But yeah, I don't like this skill because I'm afraid I'm going to get my hero captured all the time. And to lose troop HP, that's scary to me. You're going to have to kill quite a bit more troops to make up for the troop HP lost in a lot of cases. But heck, once this thing's leveled up, it does some real damage. You get a lot of troop attack. I think a couple 100,000 once this thing's maxed out. So, something to think about. Personally, I'd rather put points into these skills. Get that attack bonus against warriors, get the attack bonus against cavalry, even the attack bonus against mercenary troops. You're going to eat through those guardians a little quicker. But heck, once this thing's leveled up, it is worth it. But until it's leveled up, I'm not too big of a fan of Ravis's. So something to think about. It's still worth getting at some point. Once your Ravis is at 200, max that skill because it's good. It's a good skill once it's maxed. Moving on, I think Cindy came out next. We'll talk about hers. And they did something a little different with Cindy when hers came out. They gave us a second additional skill here too, troop capacity. So that was kind of fascinating. But her skill, it's a turbocharged accessory enchantment. So there's the third accessory enchantment. So you can have all three of these active at the same time. Hers, Ravis's, and Rania's. She is going to give you City Assault Trap Attack and Trap March Speed. 50,000% Trap Attack, 100% March Speed at level 1. That's not a bad skill, especially if you have Cindy. If you have her leveled up enough to have this limit break, you probably can send quite a bit of traps with your marches. So you're getting 50,000% Trap Attack on all your traps. The downside is it's trap attack. I would almost prefer the trap HP, to be honest. But heck, some trap attack's going to help out. The other bad things, if you don't have level 8 traps yet, you're getting 50,000 on a weaker tier troop or a weaker tier, what is that? Not a troop, but whatever you call it, a trap, I guess. But I was trying to think of a better way to say that. Anyways, a weaker attack unit. So you're getting 50,000 on a weaker attack unit than you are say if you have level 8 troops or level 7 elementals, I'd rather have 50,000% on them than on a level 7 trap. So you really need the level 8 traps for this to be pretty, effective, or level 9 when they come out. But still, if you're attacking with traps, if you're attacking with Cindy, you're going to want that extra bonus for sure. So, and then March speed is pretty nice because traps move pretty slow. You want to speed those suckers up. So I do like hers. I think she's one of the heroes that I decided to put the mastery skill points elsewhere than into her limit break. I wanted to max this skill out because sending more traps I think is more valuable than getting the 50,000, or even once it's leveled up a couple 100,000. I'd rather be able to send twice as many traps. So I've maxed this one out. As I level her up, I've been maxing that one out. I like to max this one out because trap armor is not really a good place to get trap armor except for Cindy. So it makes sense to get as much armor as you can in your traps, and you get the armor and the HP with this one. So, and it's big numbers. So I've been maxing this one out as I go along. And this one also, the trap capacity, 10 million more traps on your Empire. I'd rather have this one maxed than get the limit break. So that's what I've been doing. You can kind of do both. Like, you can kind of put skill points into this limit break. Well, here's the thing though, guys. To do that, you have to put 15 points here, right? 15. Trap 9 and 9. Yeah, so you have to put 15 points here in order to get the 9 points here. So that's 24 points that you have to put into these skills before you can put points into this. And if you look, the big downside of these skills is it's up to 5,000 attack and HP. That's really sad, guys. That's really sad. This needs to be like 500,000 here. And same with this one. It's only 5,000%. That needs to be 500,000. So I really didn't want to waste mastery skills and put them into these just to get the limit break when I wanted to focus on this side anyway. So personally, that's what I would recommend doing. This skill just isn't quite good enough, in my opinion, to waste 24 points here. 24 points. You could put 24 more into this, get this thing up. You could max this one out. I would do what I did here, guys, personally. But once she's at 200 and you got all these maxed, that's when I would start working on this side. Of course, the exception is going to be once we can level her up past 200, you're going to have the skill points in these to get the skills past that. So you kind of have to decide at some point, these skills are way better, in my opinion. But at some point, once the skills past that, you're going to have to decide if you don't have any mastery skill points, maybe you go ahead and get it ready to where you can get the skills past the limit break sooner, or you go for the better skills. It's up to you guys. It's kind of, it's difficult to decide, but in my opinion, these are so much better. I went with those. And moving on, last, certainly not least, is Iris. And Iris is, as many of you guys know, what am I doing here? As many of you guys know, Iris's skill is kind of bogusly good. Like, it's bogusly good for defense. However, I'm learning there are some drawbacks to her skill, and we'll get all into that. But her skill, it's unique compared to all the other enchantments in that her enchantment, once you level this thing up, it can last up to 24 hours when it's maxed. So this enchantment lasts way longer. But look at this, 53 million city defense HP bonus at level 5. 53 million, 62 million at level 6. Like, those are crazy numbers. These are crazy big numbers. So for defense, this skill's obviously the best. It's an accessory enchantment. But here's the downside that I've found, guys. Iris doesn't drop that many materials for the enchantment. So you can't, like some of the other heroes, you can almost do these enchantments, often. But with Iris, you got to really use these enchantments wisely because the materials are so difficult to get. I mean, I attack with her all the time. I only have 65 Watchman's Keepsakes. 65. And I attack with her. I every night I get her MP maxed at 220 something, and I'm using 220,000 MP every night for the last couple weeks, and I only have 65. Yeah, these things are really rare. So, and I've been leveling her up, and I only have 65. So it's something to think about, guys. Like, it might be by far the best enchantment, but if you can only do that enchantment once a month, suddenly it's not that good of an enchantment. And it lasts 8 hours at level 5 or level 4. Whatever level I have it at, it lasts 8 hours. You know, that's pretty cool. Like, I'm digging the 8 hours. You can put that on when you go to bed, and you're pretty much safe. 53 million city defense HP. Nobody's going to eat through that. But there's a reason why everybody doesn't have this active all the time, and it's the Watchman's Keepsakes. They're way too expensive, like way too rare to get. You get one like every couple hundred attacks. Like, it's sad, guys. So, you know, there is that. Hers is this cool little Moogle looking thing. But that's why everybody with Iris doesn't have this active all the times, because it's just way too expensive. Way too hard to get the Watchman's Keepsakes. So that's all the limit breaks, guys. Hopefully this video is all right. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you got the free MP doublers in the Moogle market. Hope you guys got some Earth Elemental gems if you have Gladio. And yeah, guys, that's it for today. Catch you next time.